Alright guys, so I just finished watching the second T20 between South Africa and Pakistan. South Africa ended up winning by 6 wickets and had 6 overs remaining. So the story of the match was Pakistan won the toss, chose to bat first. Peculiar decision. We know what the trend is in T20 cricket these days. It's to win the toss and chase. We saw Pakistan in their last game chased and won. They didn't win the toss, they actually lost the toss. South Africa won the toss and batted first. But for some reason, Pakistan won the toss and chose to bat first. Maybe because obviously this was the exact same pitch as the last one. They thought it might be a bit slow. It's had 40 overs being played on it. And maybe they thought, it's going to be a bit slow. So maybe it's going to get slower as the game goes on. So maybe batting second will be harder. Maybe I'm just assuming that might be the thing, but it was far from the truth. So Pakistan's batting display, they scored 140, which was a dire score. Notable performances: Rizwan got out from the first ball. He got out for 0. He went sort of down the track, tried to hit a 6 straight down off Lind off the spinner, and he just sort of skied it. It didn't go for. It just went outside the circle on the offside, and Markram took the catch. Other notable performances: Barbara scored 50 off 50. He's been getting a lot of criticism over this, but it was difficult because he was batting with Hafiz at one point when they had a bit of a partnership, but apart from that, there was no sort of partnership, and wickets were falling at the other end, and he was trying to get to a decent total rather than really attack. Maybe he could have taken more risks in hindsight, which he probably should have taken more risks at the time, but he didn't. He scored a runnable 50. We had a fee score 32 off 23. He looked really good. I think even though obviously he scored a 32, it was, Pakistan lost, but still he looked really good. He scored 32 off 23. Other notable performances in that game: Hassan Ali came in. He hit he faced 2 balls, hit 2 sixes, and then he got out the last ball. Really, that was, you've hit 2 sixes. Was it you should have taken a 2 or, who am I to say? Maybe he should have more. I would have, hit 2 sixes. Should have taken the single. He was batting with Barber and waited, but he went for it and he got out on the boundary off the third ball. So all round from Pakistan, they're 140. That's, if you look at the pass score at this ground was 183, I believe, between 180 and 185. They should have at least got to 180 at least, and they were about 40 runs short. And really, South Africa showed how good this pitch was, because when they came in, it was like they were banging on another pitch. Markram scored 54 off 30. Really batted really against the spin, against the seam. Especially against Mohammad Nawaz, who he was really intelligent, really good. Like I like to call batting IQ. So for example, like Nawaz was bowling, and he was bowling. He bowls naturally. The way he bowls is very, he can bowl very quick. So you don't have, obviously you think, okay, he's a spinner, but the ball comes on to you quite quickly. A bit like Imad Wasim. And yeah, it comes on very quickly to you. So what Markram was doing was sort of getting down the pitch and trying to just nudge it around. He faced a few dots. He didn't mind early on, like only a couple, and got a few singles. But then he waited for that ball where Nawaz, because Markram was coming down at like every ball pretty much, Nawaz had to drag his length back. And when he saw that ball pitching short, Markram just went on the back foot and cut and played through the offside and got a couple of boundaries. So it was really intelligent batting by him. And at the end, Klaassen, the keeper, captain, scored 36 off 21, and George Lind scored 20 off 10. So they finished the innings off really well. There was a brief period in the middle where sort of Usman Qadir took a wicket, and they looked like there could have been a bit of pressure added on, where Usman Qadir took a wicket and then he was bowling, and then I think it was it Lind? I think it was on strike. He was the one batting, I believe, and Usman Qadir was bowling, and I'm not sure if it was a wrong or whatever, but he went to hit it down the ground, and Shurajil was there on the boundary at mid off, like long off, on the boundary, and he sort of came in for the ball. So he was on the boundary, came in, lost it, and the ball ended up behind him, I think. And it was it was bizarre. It was like the sun, it didn't, I don't know how he lost the ball, it's not like the sun was in his eyes, but it was just, comedy of errors really. It was not a good look. So yeah, Pakistan, I think bowling performances, Pakistan, I think it was difficult, I wasn't expecting Pakistan to come out and win after the 140 display by the batsman. I didn't, I wasn't expecting them to come through and win the game. It was 2 wickets from Qadir. And yeah, but I think I like Nasser Hussain's quote. One thing he always says: you shouldn't get too high on your wins and you shouldn't get too low on your losses. Something like that, which is Pakistan won just the last game, so we don't need to feel like when Pakistan lose, because I'm on Twitter a lot. Like I read like while the game is going on at times, and just generally, you see people's comments and stuff, and people are, they really do like Pakistan lose, and they sort of are, how would you say, like they, oh, this player needs to be out, oh, they need to change this, change that, Pakistan T20 wise, there are positions in the team. Like just a quick one I'll mention was the number 6. I think batting, like, I'm just looking at the team now, like, obviously we've got Sharjeel in, obviously Fakhar is going to come in. They need both, like Fakhar's in good ODI form and he played well in the last game, so he might be preferred at the moment with Sharjeel, but they've still got time before the World Cup. But I think you got that sort of, let's say, Rizwan, Sharjeel, or Fakhar Zaman, Babar, Hafiz. That's sort of a set top 4. That's and then Haider at 5. I think that's quite a set top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a set top 5. But the number 6 position is a big position at the moment for Pakistan, where they haven't actually got a solid number 6. Nawaz is currently playing, but in the last 2 games he's failed. He hasn't played well at all. In this game he came in at number 7, but in the last game I believe he did come in at number 6, and I think got out for 0. Yeah, he nicked one to the keeper, so he is sort of a makeshift at the moment. But I'm not sure, at the moment they've got Asif Ali in the squad, who I don't think isn't really good enough in my opinion. He's had a lot of chances. He's in the squad. In my 11 I made for the first T20, I put him in because in my opinion, apart from it in this squad, there's no genuine number 6. You want to go out to win every game, so I would have put him in. The only other option in the squad that I can think of is Danish Aziz, who I'm not playing it. I'm not picking him because he played bad in the ODIs. That's a terrible mindset. If people are saying don't pick him because he played bad in 2 games, and it was his obviously first 2 games especially, it just doesn't make any sense. He's like, I've followed him like for Sindh. He plays for Sindh in domestic cricket, and he's not a number 6. And what I don't want to happen is he bats at number 6, doesn't do well, and the people say, oh, how have Pakistan, because most Pakistan cricket fans won't know about him playing for Sindh and batting at 4 and 5, and people, they won't know that. So when they see him not play well, he might play well, but I'm just saying it's not his position, number 6, where he'll only have a couple, like, he might come in, there might be 3 overs, 4 overs left, and I think he might, you could try him, but I don't think it's a real solution. When he's been successful, he has an average of, I can't remember, he's got an average of 38, I believe, in T20 cricket. I think it's 38, but I know his strike rate's around 140. His strike rate is around 140, but that's at 4 and 5 where he has a bit of time. He's a sort of batsman that needs a bit of time to get in and bat. He's not really a hitter like Haider Ali, for example. So that might be the fix. Maybe Haider Ali at 6. Maybe, these are things that need changing and trying and testing, that sort of thing. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you share the video, and hopefully I'll be making, I think, this series every game. I'm going to try and make a review video after all the game. So the 3rd and the 4th one, I'll be trying to make reviews after those games. So make sure you look out for the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. See you soon.